This is ChestertonRadio.com.
And here's the Cinnamon Bear.
And now let's take a look at Judy and Jimmy and their friends, the Cinnamon Bear and the Crazy Quilt Dragon. Things seem to be happening left and right. Wesley, the wailing whale, swallowed their silver star and finally got it off his chest when Crazy Quilt tickled him and made him cough it up. Samuel, the seal, caught it and started to juggle it. Higher and higher he tossed the star, and then, alack, Penelope the pelican snatched it in midair and off she flew. As Cinnamon Bear would say, this is a pretty kettle of halibuts.
Oh, dear. Every time I think about our star, I want to cry. Seems like we just never will get it back. Don't you suppose we ought to just head out into the root beer ocean and keep looking, Cinnamon Bear?
I don't think that would be so wise, Judy.
No, I should say not. Not until I've eaten my 4 barrels of corks. It would be a sad thing for us to get started and then have me get all soaked up with root beer. Oh.
What's funny, Crazy Quilt?
I was just thinking, maybe we could find us a root beer float.
Oh, this is no time for bum jokes, Crazy.
Oh, I thought it rather good myself.
It's not. Now, Judy, I don't think it would do any good to head out into the root beer ocean. We haven't the extra slightest notion of which way the pelican was flying.
Well, right now I don't care much about anything. I'm so hungry.
Food. Now that you mention it, Jimmy, I could trifle with a few dozen lollipops myself.
And sure, and I haven't had any cinnamon buns for some time. If I want to keep extra special ferocious, I just must have my cinnamon buns.
Suppose we all hop on Crazy Quilt's back and get back to land again.
Capital. I'm all dried out now, and it isn't very far. Climb aboard, my friend.
Yeah, how about those inkaboos? Can't we go further up the coast a bit and avoid them? Soak my stuffing if I ever want to meet up with them again.
None of us would, Cinnamon Bear.
I'll head sort of north by east-northerly, and that'll bring us to a shore quite a bit out of their territory.
You've no idea how good that sounds to me ears, Crazy Quilt. Come on, let's go.
Sure thing. I'll get you ashore before you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson.
Oh, that's not fair, Judy. I wasn't ready.
You can't swim that fast, Crazy Quilt, and you know it.
Maybe so, maybe no. But just hang on tight and see how you like this.
He's using his tail for a propeller. Get along, Judy.
A quickie, Crazy Quilt.
I'll say it was.
Oh, I was just poking along.
Oh, you don't say so. Well, if you'd have gone any faster, it would have blown all my fur off.
My goodness, Crazy Quilt. This looks awful steep along here.
Wait a minute. Who's that over there by that big rock?
Why, it's a man. And isn't he funny looking? He hasn't got any sleeves in his coat.
And would you look at that hat? It's so big it completely covers his face.
And look, Judy. Look at all those white rabbits following him. Willikers. Why, there must be about 20 of them.
Oh, it must be. It is.
Is who?
Fade my colors if it isn't that measly magician, Mr. Presto.
You mean he's a bad man, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, no, not that, but he's a bad magician. He takes magic lessons by correspondence.
He means by mail, Judy.
Right, and he insists on trying his half-baked magic on everything and anybody. Last time I met up with him, he practiced a bit on me. I shall never forget it.
Well, what did he do, Crazy Quilt?
Well, pride will not permit me to tell you, Jimmy. My Crazy Quilt ancestors would turn over in their graves.
Greetings, my old friend Crazy Quilt. Greetings and salutations. So glad to see you again. And how's your Uncle Gregory?
He seems very pleasant, Crazy Quilt.
I refuse to make further comment, for a minute anyway.
If he's a magician, maybe he can help us get our silver star back.
Well, this is a treat if I do say so. And who are your friends, Crazy Quilt?
Oh, hello, Presto. May I make you acquainted with Judy and Jimmy and Patio Cinema?
How do you do? Any friend of Crazy Quilt's is a friend of mine, as I always say. So glad to see you, and how are you?
How's about a few carrots, huh? Us rabbits is going to get tough if you don't crack through with some grub, and we don't mean
Pardon me, Mr. Presto, but did that white rabbit say that, or are you a ventriloquist?
No, that was the rabbit, unfortunately. I produced him and about 20 others while I was doing my homework on magic lesson number 4. I take magic lessons by mail, very good, too, but after I produced all these rabbits out of my hat, I couldn't get rid of them. Keep following me around all the time and yelling for carrots. Very annoying, very annoying.
But if you're a magician, why don't you make them disappear? Then they wouldn't bother you.
Alas, I'm unable to do that. Lesson number 5 on how to make white rabbits disappear with nothing up your sleeve was lost in the mail.
Oh, that's too bad. By the way, Mr. Presto, if you don't mind my saying so, I think you ought to get a hat that fits you. It keeps slipping down all over your face all the time. It's twice too big for you.
Good business, fellow, just good business. I'm twice as good as any magician living. Got to have a hat twice as big.
Maybe so, Presto. But inasmuch as it's resting on your Adam's apple most of the time, it seems to me you're talking through your hat.
Scorn me if you will, Crazy Quilt, but so help me, Houdini, if you don't mind your tongue. One of these days when I get to lesson 23, I'll turn you into a lounge lizard. And
Says you moldy old magician. Why, I'll pull your hat so far down over your face you'll be able to wear it for a skirt.
Here, control yourself, boys. Control yourself. Calm down.
That's what I say. Besides, I want to ask Mr. Presto here some special questions.
Only too happy to accommodate you, young man. Only too happy to accommodate you.
What I want to know is, why don't you have any sleeves in your coat?
Simple, my child, simple. If I don't have any sleeves, folks will know I have nothing up them.
And are you a good magician, Mr. Presto?
Good, I'm slightly terrific. I'll demonstrate.
Well, there's only one kind of magic we'd be interested in right now. We're awful hungry. Can you get us something to eat?
Food, simplest thing in the world. Learn that in lesson 15. That is the fundamental. So happens that the great Presto is a snozzeroo when it comes to producing eatables. Your orders, please, just name it.
Cinnamon buns for me with currants and plain icing.
Not that I think you can produce anything, Presto, but I could toy with about 3 Loganberry lollipops.
Well, I want something that's regular food. You can make mine a ham and egg sandwich, and you don't have to toast it either.
I think I'd like that too, Mr. Presto.
All simple stuff. I'll start with the ham and egg sandwiches first. I place my hat on the ground, cover it with my kerchief, a few choice words, hocus pocus, ipso facto, abracadabra, and orasmataz. Remove the handkerchief from the hat and...
You've got the makings all right, but I don't think I could eat a real live pig and a chicken.
Up to your old stuff, eh, Presto?
Am I mortified? So sorry. Million apologies. How about a few card tricks?
I'm afraid you're a frost, Presto. Now, how about finding lost things? Are you any good at that?
Right down my alley. Lesson 17. What have you lost?
It's our silver star, Mr. Presto. It belongs on top of our Christmas tree, and we just got to get it back.
Silver star? Excuse me while I go into a quick trance. Oh, I'm getting it. Oh, it's traveling over water. Oh, a bird has it. A pelican has it.
That's more like it.
You're all right, Presto. You're all right.
If you're so good at knowing where things are, perhaps your magic can bring back Penelope the pelican, back with the silver star.
Simplicity itself. In a moment, you'll see her step out of my silk hat. Watch a wave of the wand this time. And behold the pelican.
That's no pelican. It's a halibut.
What's going on? Nothing sacred anymore, not even us halibut. Pooey do, sir, and goodbye.
Oh, please, just a slight error someplace. Let me try again. Behold.
Don't look now, Presto, but I think you've got something there.
Why, it's a penguin.
Yes, a penguin I am, and if I may say so, raspberries to all of you. Goodbye.
Please, I beg of you, just one more chance.
All right, but this is the last time.
Behold!
You did it! It's Penelope!
Hooray!
That this should happen to me. Penelope the Pelican, descended from a long line of respectable pelicans. You'll answer for this. I'll write a letter, that's what I'll do. You'll hear from me, sir. How dare you interrupt a blue-blooded pelican when she's flying along and minding her own business? Why, your cheap vaudeville magic jerked me so violently, I thought I'd lose my back feathers. And then to be pulled out of a silk hat. Let's see the label. Oh, cheap stuff, and second-hand at that.
Where's our silver star you took away from the seal when he was juggling it?
Oh, that thing. A pretty bauble, too. Well, I was flying over the island of Obi when this 10th-rate magician jerked the daylights out of me, and I dropped it.
Oh, dear.
Did you see where it landed on the island?
How could I? It all happened like a flash. And now, if you ruffians are quite finished, good day. And wait till my congressman hears about this, the very idea.
Oh, whatever will we do now? We're farther away from the Silver Star than ever.
Oh, don't cry, Judy. Be a regular twin, not a sniffly girl.
All right, Jimmy.
Well, Presto, what have you to say for yourself now?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I am abject. I am prostrate. I feel like a snake in the grass.
What?
Goodness, he is a snake in the grass.
Well, sure enough. He turned right into one. And watch him wriggle away.
And let's hope he stays that way for some time. He's nothing but a nuisance.
So that's that. Well, let's not waste our time crying about what's happened. Let's start off and look for something to eat and a boat to get us over to the island of Obi.
You're right, Cinnamon Bear. Let's see what's around the other side of this rock. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Crazy Quilt.
Okay, Judy.
All right.
Oh,
but
run
be
around.
careful.
All
right.
Mind
Watch out any
your
rocks.
now.
They're slippery.
Oh, what's this? Look, right up against the rock.
Why, it's a chest. And it looks like a pirate chest that you read about.
Why, so it does. And see what's written on it. Private property of Captain Taffy. Hands off.
Let's open it. Maybe there's gold in it.
Now, I'll take this side, and Jimmy, you take that other side over there. And we can...
Gee, Willikers, listen.
Wow! We're surrounded.
Pirates, we're done for.
Oh, Jimmy!
Pirates. That's bad. Yes, indeed. From all I've read and heard about pirates, they're not especially good people to meet up with. Not at all. And next time we'll find out just what's in store for poor Judy and Jimmy and Cinnamon Bear and Crazy Quilt.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
Laugh a while, let a song be your style. Use Fitch shampoo. Don't despair, use your head, save your hair. Use Fitch shampoo.
Is your shampoo doing right by you? Yes, is your shampoo doing right by you?
Well, my shampoo lathers all right, but it doesn't remove my dandruff.
I've tried one shampoo after another. They all suds up and rinse out, but I still have dandruff.
If your shampoo is letting you down, when it comes to removing dandruff, switch to Fitch. Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo. It's guaranteed to remove all dandruff. Medical authorities say there are two kinds of dandruff. One is loose and flaky. It's the unsightly kind. The other clings to the scalp. It's the invisible, irritating kind. If your present shampoo is doing only half the job, removing only part of your dandruff, remember, Fitch removes both kinds completely. So, be free of unsightly dandruff. Be free of invisible, irritating dandruff. Yes, be free of all embarrassing dandruff.
Fitch is the only shampoo who's guaranteed to remove dandruff with first application, is backed by one of the world's largest insurance firms.
So switch to Fitch. At drug counters, barber, and beauty shops, ask for Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Fitch Shampoo does right by you. The F.W. Fitch Company, makers of Fitch Shampoo, presents The Fitch Bandwagon, written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Robert North, Walter Sharp in his music, and starring Alice Faye and Phil Harris. weeks now, the Harris children, like children all over the world, have been thinking of nothing but Christmas and Santa Claus. They've been on their best behavior. And as we look in, we find Alice complimenting the children on their good deportment.
Now, you've been particularly good, Alice. You've gone to sleep early. You've put all your toys away. You've finished all your food at mealtime. And you drink all your milk.
Gee, I've been a regular little angel, haven't I, Mommy?
Oh, no. No, let's not go that far. As for you, honey, you've been just as good as Alice. You, too, have been going to bed early, putting your toys away and eating all your food. The only thing is you haven't been drinking all your milk.
Well, I tried to, but you know how that stuff gags me.
Quiet, Bill. I'm talking to little Phyllis. Where is she? She was here a minute ago.
She went in the den, Mommy. I'll get her. Phyllis! Phyllis! Mommy wants you to come... Phyllis! What are you doing with those crayons? Oh, I was just going to draw a picture on the wall. Don't do that. You know we gotta be good till Christmas. But I've been good for 3 weeks now. Gee, how long can they expect a kid to be so good? Alice, it's an awful strain. I know, but it's only 4 more days. Don't crack up now. You've been so good for so long. I know, but as Daddy always says, it ain't been easy, Buster. Alice, have you asked Mommy and Daddy about Santa Claus yet? No, but I will.
Children, what's going on in here?
Yeah, what are you two doing?
Oh, nothing. Just sitting here being good. Mommy, Daddy, we want to ask a favor. We'd like to stay up and see Santa Claus when he brings the presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, but, honey, he has a lot of other stops to make, and, well, he might get here very late.
Can't we, Daddy, please?
Well, okay. Now, you kids continue to behave yourselves, and I promise that you'll see Santa on Christmas Eve. Now, run along and play.
Thanks, Daddy. Gee, I can hardly wait for Christmas Eve.
Phil, why did you promise the children that? Now, if they don't see Santa, they'll be very disappointed.
But they're going to see him. And just to make sure, I'll dress up like Santa and come down the chimney. They won't be able to tell me from the real one.
Daddy.
Yes, dear?
Don't you dress up and make believe you're Santa like last year. Boy, was that corny.
Alice, I still can't figure out how they knew it was me last year. What did I do that was wrong?
Well, for one thing, you were supposed to come in singing Jingle Bells.
I did.
With those lyrics, I can still hear them. Ham, hocks, and turnip greens, they melt right in your mouth. A candy jam and a hominy grits, and that's what I like about the South. Yeah!
And what's wrong with those lyrics?
That isn't the way we sing it up north.
Can I help it if you Yankees don't know the right words? You don't think I can play St. Nick? We'll get somebody else to do it.
I wonder why the girls are so anxious to see Santa Claus. Phil, do you suppose...
Gee, I hope not. Hey, Alice, look, we just got to produce a Santa Claus on Christmas Eve.
Well, don't worry about it, Phil.
Well, I got to worry about it. Somebody's got to worry about it. It's important. I got to think of something. Now, let me concentrate. If I think hard enough, something will come out.
Good morning, Philip.
For this, I had to concentrate, sir.
Hello, William.
Hello, dear. Philip, are you in pain? You have such a strained expression on your face.
I'm thinking. Now, if you want to talk to me, come back later. I got a thought running through my mind.
I'll wait. Through your mind, it's only a short dash, and it won't take long.
Get a load of this red skeleton of Encino. Look, don't bother me, Willie. I'm trying to think so that we've got to get somebody to play Santa Claus for the kids on Christmas Eve, and we want to get someone who looks and sounds like the real thing.
Well, if that's your problem, you needn't look any further. I shall be glad to portray Christopher Kringle.
Christopher? Well, Donner, my Blitzen. Christopher, a fine Santa Claus you'd make.
I'd make an excellent one. I'm quite an actor, you know. I can see myself popping out of the chimney, bounding into the living room and saying, ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas to you little kiddies. And what do you wee darlings desire as a Yuletide memento?
Thank you, Catherine Cornell. Look, get lost, Index. Go make a double entry, son.
Well, I guess I'm not wanted around here, so...
Oh, wait now, wait. Don't take it to heart, Willie. You're not a bad guy. You're always trying to do the right thing.
Oh, do you really think so, Philip?
Yeah. It ain't your fault that you're a schnook and don't know how.
Very well, Mr. Harris. I'll leave and let you do things your own blundering way. Goodbye, Alice, dear. And to think she could have married Rudy Valley.
There goes a cute little character. He has all the charm of live bait. Hey, look, Alice, seriously, what are we going to do? Now, we're going to have to get someone for the kids who look like Santa, and Hey, wait a minute. I got just the guy, Don Wilson.
Oh, Phil, Don would be perfect. He's jovial, he has a cheery face, and he's rotund.
Yeah, and he's fat, too. Hey, honey, why don't you call Don and see if he can come over Christmas Eve?
All right. I'll call him right now.
Yeah. Gee whiz, the children never have seen Don, and they can't possibly recognize him. I can hardly wait to see how the kids react on Christmas Eve. You know, there's something wonderful about watching a kid on Christmas, waiting for Santa and listening for those jingle bells. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on Pop Hill ring, they're making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Hey! Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Alice Faye was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and we got upset. Jingle bells, snow with a hey, ha, 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 ho, ha, ho, with sleigh bells ringing, gaily singing, merrily we go. Jingle bells, white of snow so cold and crisp and light, with jingle all the way through the night. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in an open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Gee whiz, I sure hope Don can make it. You know, he's going to be terrific as Santa Claus because of... that must be Frankie.
Hi, Curly.
Hi, Frankie. Come on in.
Yeah.
Hey. What do you got in all those packages?
Christmas presents. I got some things for the kids, Alice. And here's something for you, Curly.
For me? Ah, you got a present for little curly-headed me.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, gee, Frankie. That's sweet of you. I don't know what to say.
That's all right, Curly.
But the thought. Gee, you don't know how I appreciated it. Well, it touches me deeply.
If you're going to get sloppy about it, I'll take it back.
Well, I appreciate it, Frankie, but, well, I didn't want you to go out and spend a lot of money on me.
I didn't. I spent most of my money on the kids. After all, Christmas is for them. Where's Alice?
Oh, she's inside calling Don Wilson. You see, the kids want to see Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, so we're asking Don to play it.
Why are you getting Don Wilson to play Santa?
Well, what else am I going to do?
We'll let him stay up and see the real Santa Claus.
Yeah, but I don't know what time he's coming. Did you say something?
Yeah. Why don't you let the kids see the real Santa Claus?
Move over, Frankie. You'll get some of that stuff on me. Get over.
You're another one of those cynics, huh? Wise guy who don't believe.
You do?
Of course. You know, just because you never seen him don't mean he's not there. You must realize, Curly, there are some things in life that are inexplicable. Psychic phenomena that are ethereal and beyond the comprehension of we mere mortals.
What was that?
What's the matter? Did I say something vulgar? No, Curly, you can take my word for it. The real guy will show up.
Okay, Remley, stop.
All I gotta say is it's a good thing kids have more common sense and faith than most grown-ups. Christmas wouldn't be much fun. I know that on Christmas Eve, old St. Nick and his reindeer will come flying through the sky.
Yeah. But do you mind if we have somebody stand by just in case Santa's forced down with a low fog over Burbank?
All right. Scoff if you will. I'll drop over Christmas Eve, then maybe you'll sing a different tune. Goodbye, infidel.
That Remley, I don't know what to think
Phil,
about.
I called Don, but he can't make it. However, he said he has a lot of active friends, and he'll send one of them over. But he said we'd have to pay the actor $10.
So what? $10. It'll be worth it to make the kids happy. Hey, honey, did Don say he could get someone positively?
Yes, Phil. He said he was sure he'd get someone.
Gee, I sure hope so, because this is very important. Hey, if anything would go wrong, I don't know what I'd do.
Phil, please stop worrying. There's still 3 days till Christmas Eve, and if you keep this up, you'll drive yourself batty.
And for 3 days, Phil worried. Now, as we look in on the Harris home, it's Christmas Eve. Phil is downstairs trimming the tree and impatiently awaiting the arrival of Santa. Alice is upstairs, reassuring the children that he'll be there.
But, Mommy, it's 10 o'clock already and Santa isn't here yet. Gee, Mommy, do you think maybe he isn't coming?
Oh, don't fret, girls. Of course he's coming. So, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sakes. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
He'll be riding with his reindeer in a great big open sleigh with a great big bag of presents and to give them all away.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
There. Well, that's the last ornament. Hey, looks pretty good. Now if Santa only shows up, what a
Phil, I was just upstairs with the children. Oh, Phil, the tree looks beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, honey, how are the kids? Are they impatient?
Oh, they'll be all right.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Frankie.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, Frankie, what do you got there?
Milk and crackers for Santa Claus. I put them on the mantle for him every year. Hey, where's the kids?
Oh, they're upstairs waiting for Santa.
Yeah, and I'm waiting, too. When is the guy going to show up? It's after 10 already.
Be patient, Curly. He's got a long trip from the North Pole. Besides, his reindeer ain't as young as they used to be.
Keep quiet. I'm paying the guy $10. You'd think he'd get here on time.
This subterfuge is also unnecessary.
Hey, there's a door. That must be Santa now. I'll let him in.
I'll go with you, honey.
Okay. Well, Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, and where's my $10?
Come on in, Jack.
Hey, Jackson, what are you doing here? Well, Don Wilson happened to mention that you were paying $10 for a Santa Claus. I had an old pair of red flannels lying around. Jackson, hey, since when do you have to go around playing Santa Claus for money? Well, Phil, you don't begrudge me a guest shot once in a while, do you? After all, I only have one show, you know. I have to pick up a little late. Oh, hello, Frankie. Merry Christmas.
Don't Merry Christmas me, you imposter, you. Ah, fine, look at Santa Claus.
I think I make a very good-looking Santa Claus in my red suit with a pillow under it for a stomach.
I think you look ridiculous. Look at your costume. It's bagging at the knees.
That's my stomach. It keeps slipping. Hey, Jackson, I want you to know it's sure nice of you to do this for us, but, well, hey, look, Frankie's right. You don't look exactly like Santa Claus.
You sure don't. Look at that white beard. Where did you rent that moth-eaten thing?
It's not rented. I was playing gin rummy with Monty Woolley, and I won it. Like me as Santa Claus, and I'll just
pay
run
no
along.
attention to these two, Jack. I think you make a wonderful Santa Claus at paying you. Phil, give Jack the $10.
Okay, here you are, Jackson. Thanks.
Phyllis will get a kick out of this. I'll go call her. And, Jack, try to convince her you're really Santa Claus, huh?
Little Phyllis? Phil, I thought I was doing this for your benefit. If it's for little Phyllis, I wouldn't think of taking money. No. It's always a deal. Oh, please don't embarrass. But for the kid, I wouldn't think of taking the $10. Well, if you insist. $7.50 is plenty. What kind of a heel do you think I am? Now, Phil, look. Sweet of you, Jackson, to play Santa Claus for my two kids. Oh, two kids. Well, look, Phil, I can't take any money at all for this. Tell you what, if you want to, you can buy me a little something for Christmas. Like what? Anything that Alice can afford. I don't care. Okay, look, Jackson, the kids will be down in a minute to see Santa, and it's very important that you make them think that you're the real McCoy. Now, do you think you can act the part? Oh, I shouldn't have any trouble, Phil. You know, I have great histrionic ability. Yeah, but you're such a lousy actor. What?
This impersonation is preposterous. Santa Claus won't like this.
Come along, children. He's right in here. Well, there he is.
Gee, Santa Claus. Hello, Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, and hello again. This is Santa Claus talking. Come here, children, and tell me how you like old Santa.
We like you fine, Santa. You're just like we pictured you. Yes, you're jolly and you have a nice fat tummy. But...
But what?
Well, isn't your tummy awful low?
Oh, that. That's the new look, Kitty. I'm wearing it 4 inches lower this year. Well, kids, are you happy to see Santa? Gee, doesn't he look good?
He sure does, Daddy. He looks kind of old.
I am, little girl. After all, I'm Santa Claus. I've lived for hundreds and hundreds of years.
How old are you?
38. Well, old Santa has to be going now. Here are your toys, girls.
Thank you, Santa. Yeah, thanks.
Well, I'll be seeing you next year. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Up, Dancer, up, Prancer, up, Donner, and Blitzen. Ho, 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 and away we go.
A big ham.
Well, children, what did you think of Santa Claus?
I liked him, but I was a little disappointed.
Why?
I expected him to take out his violin and play Love and Bloom.
You mean you kids knew it was Mr. Benny?
Sure, but we didn't want to say anything and hurt his feelings. Daddy, when is the real Santa coming?
Well, well, you see, honey,
He'll be here soon, kids.
Oh, Frankie. Listen, children, listen to me. Now, he has a lot to do, and he may be very late. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a Christmas story, and then maybe you'll run off to bed, huh?
Well, all right, Daddy. But we wanted so much to see him.
All right, honey. Maybe next year. He's busy. Now, look, you sit up on my lap, and I'll tell you the story. You ready? It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were Hey, I thought I heard sleigh bells. No, I guess. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. Alice, what are those bells? What's the...
Shh. Quiet, Curly.
Phyllis, look, in the fireplace. It's Santa Claus, the real one.
But,
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Frankie, who are you talking to? I don't see anybody.
The kids do. Look at him.
Gee, Santa, we knew you'd come. They couldn't fool us with any make-believe Santa Claus. We were waiting just for you. Oh, sure. We've been very good girls. Oh, what a lovely dollhouse. Thank you. And all these things are for me? Can I open them now? All right, Santa, we'll wait till morning. Thank you very much. And a Merry Christmas to you, too, Santa. Of course we'll tell them. Merry Christmas and goodbye, Santa Claus.
I told you he'd show up, Curly.
But, Frankie, I don't get it. I heard it, but I didn't see him.
Of course you didn't. He sure is a nice-looking old gent.
Alice, did you see him?
I'm not sure, Phil. I almost thought I saw him standing there.
But, Alice, how could it be? If he was standing there...
Phil, what are you staring at?
That spot on the rug there. Alice, it's snow.
Girls, you know about the new look in fashion. Well, there's a new look in hair beauty, too. Yes, women everywhere are achieving that look of softer, shinier hair with a marvelous new product, Fitch Cream Shampoo. This wonder-working shampoo is made with two beneficial beauty aids, lanolin and olive oil. Lanolin is used to soften the hair, to leave it smooth and caressable. Olive oil is used to bring out sparkling highlights, to accent the glowing radiance of your hair. Fitch Cream Shampoo is so easy to use. A small dab quickly whips into a fragrant, creamy lather that thoroughly cleanses hair and scalp. Then just rinse with plain water and every bubble of suds is gone. After shampooing, you'll find your hair stays in place. It stays soft, and it stays shining, as though it had been brushed and brushed and brushed. Fitch is economical, too. Compare the size of the jar. Compare its low cost. At drug or toilet goods counters, buy Fitch Cream Shampoo for that flattering new look of softer, shinier hair.
Children, kids, hey, come here a minute. Look, Santa said something to you, and you said, yes, we'll tell them. What did he say?
He told us to be sure and wish you and Mommy a Merry Christmas.
Now, wasn't that sweet of him? Now, girls, you're all tucked in. You've seen Santa, and you have everything you want. So go right to sleep. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, babies.
Daddy,
Yes, dear.
can I have a drink of water?
Go to sleep. This is Phil Harris. The F.W. Fitch Company, Alice and I, and our entire cast want to thank all of you so much for listening to our show and wish you the best Christmas you've ever had. Good night.
Laugh a while, let a song be your style. Use Fitch shampoo.
Girls, for softer, shinier hair, use Fitch's new cream shampoo. It's made with both lanolin and olive oil. Lanolin to soften, olive oil for sparkling highlights. Try Fitch Cream Shampoo. Bill Foreman speaking.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you want to hear about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. Jonathan Thomas, Man in the Moon, and Gorgonzola the Horse started out to search about for the correct and proper course, for the road was long, and they followed it wrong, till they came to a deep, wide river, and there they stood as best they could, but most all they could do was to shiver, till Jonathan Thomas remembered the word which the dwarfs had spoken, and they had heard, and very hard to say, for it goes this way, Hon, squee non, squee giggly vey. And then, quick as a wink, before they could think, there came the noisiest sound, a rumbling, tumbling, bumbling bound that seemed to be all around. Then a flash of fire and a great big puff, which made them all sneeze, for it was smoky stuff. And then there appeared a fairy queen, the most beautiful queen that was ever seen. And she calmed their alarms by giving them charms to ward off the evil witch, who brewed her brew, as all witches do, in the land of Rumplestitch. And she showed them the road which led over the hill to the nightmare forest, so dark and still. And she gave them an acorn to keep them awake. And then, in just 2 lambs of a shake, she was gone. And so Jonathan Thomas and the travelers 3, who were as brave could be, they traveled away, well, most of the day, till they reached a place which made them stare and gave them a fright, for it was nearly night. 'Twas the dreadful forest of Black Nightmare. And the question arose, as you might suppose, who was to have the acorn in his keep? But the wisest course was Gorgonzola the horse, for it was a charm against evil and harm, and would keep them from falling asleep. So he held it in his mouth, and they climbed on his back and gave him a whack, and again they headed due south. Now, if any of you boys should hear a strange noise, you tell the girls not to be afraid, for things would be bad and most horribly sad if, rather than going, they'd stayed. And of course, you know, because they had to rescue Santa Claus. And all rescues are dangerous. But then,
Here's where the story begins again.
Oh, we're off to the land of Scribble. We'll run and we'll walk and we'll hobble.
What was that?
I don't know, Jonathan Thomas, and I'm not going to stop to find out. Yeah. Giddy up, Gorgonzola.
Oh, we're off to the land of Scribble. We'll run and we'll walk and we'll hobble.
Oh, Mr. Man in the Moon, I'm getting scared as 2 times 2. What was that?
Jiminy Crickets, I don't know.
Do you expect it was the dragon which the Fairy Queen told us about?
My goodness gracious, I'll bet that's what it is. Oh, more.
Oh, we better find the pepper tree that the Fairy Queen told us about, or the dragon will gobble us up, and I don't want to be gobbled up.
And I don't even want to be gobbled down. I wonder where that pepper tree is. You'll find it straight ahead, about 20 feet.
Who's that?
Yes, for gracious sakes, who's that? That's me.
But who are you? I don't see you anywhere.
Of course you do. I'm standing right here, in front of you.
Where?
Right here. If you'd only see, I'm a tree.
A tree?
Did you say a tree? Of course I did. I'm a quaking aspen tree.
Oh, but I didn't know that trees could talk.
Some of them do, but of course the sappy ones don't. They just bark.
If you please, Mr. Tree, are you stuttering because you're cold?
Of course I am. I'm shaking and quaking till my limbs are almost breaking.
Oh, that must be awful.
You'd think so if you'd been standing here as long as I have.
Do you expect Mr. Man in the Moon we could give him the horse blanket to keep him warm?
Why, goodness gracious, of course. That is if the horse doesn't mind.
Do you mind, Mr. Gorgonzola?
No, it's okay with me. I'm always glad to help a tree.
You haven't got a hot water bottle, have you?
No, sir, Mr. Tree.
And we're sorry as can be.
But we can put the horse blanket around your feet. If you've got any feet.
Oh, just wrap it around my roots, and I'll be ever so much grateful.
Yes,
Oh, well, there, Jonathan Thomas. Don't get off the horse, or you'll fall asleep for 1,000,000 trillion years.
Oh, I almost forgot.
We'll just have Gorgonzola move over closer to the tree. Yeah. Come on, Gorgonzola. That's it. Whoa. There now. I guess we can wrap up the tree from here. You take one end of the blanket, Jonathan Thomas.
Okay.
And I'll take the t'other.
All right.
There.
Now. Oh, that's much better, Mr. Tree.
Oh, yes, thank you. Much better. And you're very kind to think about me, for after all, I'm only a tree.
Oh, thank you, please. And now, could maybe you tell us about where the pepper tree is, if you please?
It's just ahead, about 20 feet.
Oh, thank you very much, if you please.
You're more than welcome. And now that I'm warm and curled up tight, I'll say thank you and oh dear. Good night.
Oh, he's gone to sleep.
Goodness gracious. I'll guess he was so cool before he couldn't go to sleep. Yeah. Come on, Gorgonzola, we'd better hurry. Or don't you worry, the dragon will gobble us down.
Oh, there it is. Now, what was the word the Fairy Queen told us to say?
Jiminy Crickets, I've almost forgot. Now, let's see.
Oh, no, I remember. It was 1, 2, 3. Please, pepper tree, give us some pepper ground. And if you do, it's nice of you. please throw it on the ground.
White, red, or black?
Oh, red, if you please.
It's to make the dragon sneeze. Okay. 1 can of red pepper coming down.
Thank you, sir.
Don't mention it, for we trees always strive to please. And if we please you, then please tell others. And if we don't, then please tell us trees.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Gorgonzola. Now, Jonathan Thomas, it's growing late. Giddy up, Gorgonzola. Come on.
Now, I bet if the old dragon tries to gobble us up...
Or down.
We'll fix
him. Say.
Oh, there he is again.
Where? I don't see him, I hope.
Oh, right there. Don't let him get me, Mr. Man in the Moon.
Halt. Stop. Stand still, I say. Whoa, Gorgonzola, whoa.
Oh, look. He's got on a policeman's badge and a policeman's hat.
Of course I have. And not only that, I've got my own court of law, for I'm the worst old dragon that anybody saw.
But we haven't done anything, if you please, Mr. Dragon.
That's what they all say. But just the same, they all must pay.
For I'm the dragon of the 13 tails.
Oh, dear.
Who moans and groans and weeps and wails. Who scares little boys and puppy dogs, too, and gobbles them up before they can count up to 2.
My gracious to goodness.
Who is he going to gobble us up, Mr. Man in the Moon?
Of course not. Yeah. We haven't got time to be gobbled up. That's your story.
And with it you're stuck, for you won't have such very good luck. And you'll make it easier if you'll stand right still till I've gobbled you up and had my fill.
Oh, no, we won't.
Oh, no, we won't.
I'm warning you now not to run. For ready or not, here I come. Quick, Jonathan Thomas. Throw the red pepper at him. Hurry up, quicker than fast.
Oh, all right. But I hope he can throw it straight. Here it goes. Oh.
Goodness gracious, you hit the mark. I'll eat you. Come on, Jonathan Thomas. We'd better fly like a bird on the wing.
Oh, he's coming after us again.
Giddy up, Gorgonzola. Run like everything.
Well, now. Do you suppose that terrible dragon with the 13 tails will be able to stop sneezing long enough to catch up with Jonathan Thomas and the Man in the Moon? Dragons can run awfully fast, you know. But we hope he doesn't, don't we? And we'll find out in the next story of Jonathan Thomas, too. So don't miss it, will you? I won't.
You are listening to Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.